Good day. And so, we continue on the exploration of the Amiga 500. So we turn on the power. Yeah. Okay, so as always, let's just pop a disc in there and make sure this is still working. So, after my last experiments with a 500 that wasn't working, and in those experiments, what we found is that I painstakingly removed every single chip, and I never found a bad one, and I, put them all back in, and the machine was fine. So it did, and I have spoken of this before, it did get me to thinking about the service bulletin that came out from Commodore many years ago about how the typing and the little vibrations of typing can cause issues, and that Amiga 500s can stop working. And you probably heard me mention this before. Their suggestion in their service bulletin was that you take the Amiga 500 and you lift it about 5 or 6 inches off a solid surface, and you drop it. This may have got the last Amiga I was tinkering on working, because from the sounds of it, or the appearance of it anyway, there we go, just the chips really just needed to be reseated, or at least one of them had gone a little squirrely. And remember, these machines, there is this micro corrosion that can happen. Tiny corrosion. So here we have another Amiga. I think, did I put a note on it? I don't know. Nope, but it was one of the ones that did not fire up. I'm going to try again. And remarkably, it is very much like the last one. It makes a noise. It does nothing. So, do I think that this is a possible time to refer to the Commodore Service Bulletin of God knows when? Maybe. This is... I'm sure I already emptied the trapdoor. So, I guess now all I need to do is decide, is this a worthy moment in time? And is it likely to do any damage to the pool table down below with this stuff? And probably the answer is no, it probably won't do any damage. So, I'm going to try this. I'm going to lift this Amiga about this far off of here, which is probably 5 or 6 inches, and I'm going to drop it. And it will come crashing down. Crash. Crash. And then we'll plug it in again. So, you know what? I'm just going to move this cord so it has a nice cord-free landing zone, so it can sort of just all smash down together. And do I really think this is going to do any good? No. But the Commodore Service Bulletin says it might. Now I wish I had sort of a flatter area than this, but basically what it's going to come down on, excuse me, is the the edge around the pool table. But that's pretty flat, and that's pretty fine. So without further ado, oh, dear God. Now, is it going to make any difference at all? I don't think so. But, you know what, in years past, when I was actually working on Amigas for customers, I tried it. And you know, I'll tell you another story. I worked at the warehouse of a large supermarket in the United States. I lived in Florida. The name of the company was Winn-Dixie. And we were sort of a satellite office of the Tampa office. And so basically everything that would come through our department there ran in Tampa, and just came through on a modem. Well, one day, I was in there, getting things fired up. We had a big terminal, we had a great big printer. I think at first it had been a chain printer, and then it was updated to something else, but man, it was fast. And basically what happened is all these reports would get generated, and that would make the warehouse run. So anyway, we're in there, it's late, which is the time we're supposed to go in there. And we're going to fire everything up. And essentially, it's the modem, which is just in a big box. It won't fire, like it comes on, but it won't do anything else. Like it's supposed to have this, these lights are supposed to flash, things are supposed to happen, it's supposed to communicate, all is well and good. It did not do it. I think the main light came on, but other things didn't happen, and it was like, but it you know, it's funny, it didn't look like a Hey Smart modem, it was just a box. So, the lady I was working with and I were like, uh-oh. And so I said to her, look, this is not working. And chances are we can turn it on and off, and it's still going to not work. But I want to try something. And if it works, good. And if it doesn't, well, it wasn't working anyway. So she was all like, oh, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So, of course, I didn't tell her what I was going to do. Because I'm sure she would have said, no, don't do it. Don't do it. So I picked the thing up, about 6 inches off the table, which is very flat and very secure. And I dropped it and let it smack down on its little rubber feet. And she looked at me like I was the devil. And then I turned on the switch, and it fired right up. We never had to call for help. We never had to do anything. So, you never know, you know. So I have smashed this down. I have now plugged it in. I'm going to turn it on. Well, it might have done something for the last run. It did exactly the same thing this time as when it did before. There is no power light, there is no drive light, there is no drive. Thumpity, 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 boo. It just goes click. So, now, funny, because last time I opened up one of these, I thought, well, I'm going to learn from this. Well, what did I learn? I learned that probably I should have just smacked that one down. But I think I'm going to start this time with, first thing, I'm going to set these screws aside. Remember, they are T10s, Torx Bit 10. And I'm going to try and get them all out without dropping any. Anyway, what was I saying? I think what I'm going to do, because I have seen things before, recently, as I've been going through these machines, I think I'm going to start with the 68,000 chip, and then I'm going to try Agnes, which is not my typical thinking, mostly because I don't want to mess with Agnes. But after doing it now a few times, I think I have lost my Agnes feeder. So, this machine is in the million or so, I think, on the serial number. It's pretty, well, you know, not bad on the cosmetic side. Got some smudging here and there. There's one. There's two. Yeah. So, we'll just set this over here with the others. And it'll be fine until it isn't. So, it looks pretty okay inside here. We'll unplug the keyboard, unscrew the ground strap, if we can. What's going on? This is a long screw. Ah, and yeah, I dropped it. Okay, so I'll put this keyboard down with some of the others. We'll get the screw forward and we'll put it back in. I hope that is the plan anyway. Well, there we go. Okay, so inside here, I could be mistaken, but I think the screws, they are missing. The screws are missing. Which means all we have to deal with on the shield are the fingers. Of which there are 4. And if everything is as I think it is, it should just fly right out. Ah! And there it is. So we'll put that here with all the others, which is a great idea until things fall. So, here we have an Amiga 500. Oh, what is it? Revision 5, which seems to be mostly what I come upon and find here. And it looks pretty okay. It does. But of course it doesn't work. So, as I said before, I'm going to do something different. And I guess right now I need to switch this machine, my test machine, back here. I think I do. So, we will stick the power supply in. And make sure, oops, that it fires up. There is actually one thought that comes to mind. Okay, we're coming up. We're asking for workbench. Alright, I'm going to modify my thinking, which is painful, of course. I do want to try the Agnes chip first, just because I do. Do I think it's going to make any difference? No. But it might. And right now, there. there is my little strong metal screwdriver. So, I'm going to gently, whoa. Okay, that didn't look good. That did not look good at all. As I bent there, oh no, this, oh dear God. Okay, hold over. I'm not doing that anymore. It looks to me that the Agnes socket thing, as I was trying to very gently do my thing with trying it out, was trying to break in the corners. So that's not good. Okay, so yeah. Alright, just because I said I would, I'm going to go for the 68,000 chip. And I'm going to put it, come on, boy, it is giving me some grief. Maybe I will pick my longer screwdriver. Oh dear. Yes, this is being difficult. And I see that I did manage with my other screwdriver to bend some pins at the end, not back and forth, but just out of it, which I do not like. But they should be okay, I think. I think they will be okay. So, the 68,000 is out. I'm still curious about that Agnes little socket thing. That is distracting. Anyway, I, once again, going to take the central processing unit, out of this machine, and put in a different one. Still not pleased about those pins being a little bit bent, but I will be very careful on putting them in to make sure that they do not bend. At least that is the plan. And I think we are in, and I think we are good. Oh boy. Okay, so what do we have? Workbench. Okay. So, it's like that. Alright, before I yank every single chip out again, and this may sound like just as much work, I'm not going to yank them out. I'm going to get them mostly out. Oh, what the heck, I'll take them out. Look at it. Reseat it. Just because after the last machine, it took a whole lot of time to find out that really nothing was wrong. And probably if I had done just this to reset all the chips, it would have come up fine. Yeah. Let's have a look. Okay, pins are looking good. Pins are looking fine. And you know what? Because I'm here and I have to do this anyway. At some point, I'm going to put this 68,000 chip in. Ah! Well, that could have gone better. One pin, and it's not the end pin. It's one near the end, but not the end. Ended up getting bent out. Boy, that can sure screw up your day. Okay, so I think I have it lined up again. I'm going to be a little more careful. Looks good. Okay, we're in. So, I did the 1.3, I think it's 1.3, anyway, did kickstart, did power, time to wiggle Gary, and probably, you know what, probably I don't have to take them all the way out, but I'm going to. Why? Well, you know, because then I don't have to second guess, like, because if there is some tiny microscopic sludge, maybe rust, or oxidation. Okay, this does not feel right going in. Haste makes waste. Let's see what's happening. Come on. Oh, the pins. They look okay. Let's try that again. Get them in, get them set, get them in. Okay, good. The more I think about that Agnes socket, I don't think I did any harm, but I'm sure glad I stopped when I did. But if it ends up we get down to it, and everything else is okay except for Agnes we can't get out, I might have to get it out. Alright, come on Denise. Pins are lined up. Pins are in. So, we have reset. A lot of things. Not quite everything. Not the CIA chips. Not yet. So let's just turn on. I hear things. Workbench. Oh, 1.2. Well, okay. Look at that. I'm going to give it Workbench 1.3, see if the drive comes up. And yes, more and more and more. I'm awfully glad I did not fight Agnes. Oh, look at there. Okay, so not a bad thing to reset the chips. So this is chugging, chugging, chugging. Time to make a note. Was dead. Reseated. All but CIAs woke up. Agnes socket brittle. That's a good word. that went well. More testing, of course, in some ways was required, but certainly that went well and took a lot less time. It did. So, so far, I'm trying to think. Okay, we had one Amiga board that was like butchered. That's never going to live. And the 68,000 chip is bad. Who knows, maybe there's something else on there worthwhile. Over here, okay, we have the test one that I was using. That's of course good. We have two more over here that are now good. And some we had to steal chips elsewhere, so there's not. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and of course the hard drive one, that's 5, that all seem to be happy. Well, that's pretty handy. Pretty dandy indeed. So far, except for the board that has been scavenged and brutalized, we're doing fine. Now, can I squeeze this in there? I don't know. Sort of, I can. Alright, so, out of 7, like full-blown Amiga 500s, 5 are working. 1 2000, which I believe was dead, is still dead. I might populate it again at some point, just to make sure. But there definitely was damage on that board. So, things are coming right along. I gotta see what else I guess there's 2 more to go, until, of course, I locate others, which inevitably I will. So, thank you. As many of you know, things usually don't go that well. But wow, we're on an Amiga 500 roll. Thanks for coming. Comments are more than welcome. Bye for now.